Label scribble on paper, they wanna shackle it. I own my masters and royalties, you can't raffle it. Wrist drip like a mango, fingertips like I'm Thanos, knocking those down, no bangles. Without a Kango, tailor-made, walk with a limp, them bands is heavy, I need a brace. I am money, I guess the world is just a safe combination needed, not a coca key. I'm the extra lighter on the dresser, I know you need it, smoking out the competition, pouring up, we undefeated. What you heard, let's you heard, we eatin', talking about extra with a splash, extra acting bad, pull it like parades on parades, extra with the slab, pay what it cost for the tab, extra with the band, young Chris a king, better add extra on the. I go extra to be great, I go extra for the fam, I go extra for the cake, I got extras on the plate, I go extra every day, I got extras on the way. How much? Extra, extra. How much? Extra, extra. How much? Extra, extra. How much? Extra, extra.
Why would I ever have to cop a chain again when the QB chain birthed most of chains in the game? No post office, we stamping time. Took a slice out of the big apple, made apple pies, family size. Leather bombers and Nike Sacai's. Dangerous corners, you better pray that tomorrow arrives. Rap, Sugar Ray Robinson, nothing sweet. Y'all too out of shape to even box with me. Heavyweight, I know my way around the ring. Just like Shorty know her way around the storm. Making hits with Hit Boy, all he gotta do is hit record. Record breaking news, had to show up just to fill a void. Confused, spoiled little boys, y'all better keep your poise. Leave me out of the weasel. Be cool when you see me, I'm hot at all that rap deep. The hood know you, so we don't borrow, believe in it. Locked in on the instrumental, I took back the key to this. Run me the keys, run me the bees, run me that flow back. Your top three, I'm not number one, how could you post that? I would have crowned the city is mine, you cannot hold that.
It's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Tonight, it's on to Week 10 already, and we've got a good one in store between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
Let's go!
It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for. One of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll run it again with Barkley. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Play fake. Here's Prescott. He's got a man. Complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And a big 32-yard play on third.
That last throw moves him past 27,989 yards for his career, so that means he moves ahead of the blonde bomber, Terry Bradshaw, on the all-time list.
And boy, he loved to throw it downfield, didn't he? That's why he was the blonde bomber. Remember, he'd throw it downfield to John Stallworth and Lynn Swann. It was gorgeous. Big throws, big plays. Terry Bradshaw.
A first down carry for Barkley. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Second down, here's Barkley again. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Well, that'll get them some of what they needed, but they're still left here with a 3rd and 9 forthcoming.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. Barkley, inside handoff. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line. And that is not near enough. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves them with a 4th down now.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive. And once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Now Prescott on 4th down. And he's got his tight end, that's Smith. And he is going to have the Cowboys' first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
I think they might have surprised them there, partner, because you try and guard the first down line first and foremost to stop them there, and they just went ahead and bypassed that in a big way and took a big shot downfield.
A throw complete to the tight end, Tonyan. Touchdown! Robert Tonyan, his first touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
19 Tiger.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That swung out wide to Sanders. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Hurts sets up to throw it. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Von Miller in there for a milestone sack as that moves him past Hall of Famer Michael Strahan, who finished his career with 141.5. So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here, 3rd and long.
Grab 50.
He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Fielded at the 43. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Well, they come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game. Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3-and-out and giving the ball back to their offense?
4th down, Prescott. He finds Watson complete. And he is going to have the Cowboys' 1st down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. They'll get 23 yards there. And it'll be 1st down, Cowboys. After 7-0 on EA Sports. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Off the play fake, Prescott. Rush coming, and he's taken down. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss.
Well, how about that? The defense's 1st sack. It doesn't come from one of the usual suspects up front. It comes from the secondary.
Yeah, I think they caught the quarterback off guard a little bit because he wasn't able to account for the possibility of that blitz and change the blocking assignments. He comes through and puts him on the ground. Their partner guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Here's Prescott.
This is caught. It's Christian Watson.
It'll be a pickup of 16, but they remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down.
Well, don't tell any defensive coordinator I played for, but that might be considered a win for both teams because defensively they stopped them short and forced the 4th down. But offensively, they picked up enough yards to give their kicker a better shot if that's what they want to do.
Touchdown, Cowboys! 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott.
And the Cowboys' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we could walk away with a win.
Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. They'll go again with Sanders. And some space here. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And some room to run now. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Eagles have got it back to within a score. Elliott good with a PAT, and that'll make our score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they were winners the last time they took the field, which was 2 weeks ago. They had the open week last week, so this is a squad that should be really refreshed and ready to roll.
I would agree, because when you get that open week after a victory, it does wonders for everyone. Obviously, your body get a chance to heal up, but your mind as well. You feel good about winning, so now you can get away from it for a few days, put down the playbook, turn off the film, just be you. Enjoy that time away, and then you come back ready to go.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Prescott. Buying time to his left. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Another try after the first down sack. Prescott. He'll get this into the hands of Van Jefferson. Finding space at the 40. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. Throwing. Prescott. Catch is made here by Irv Smith Jr. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 37. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. Play action now. Prescott. Throw right side. This is into the hands of the tight end, Tunyon. A little tough on the secondary there, in zone defensively. Quarterback had time to survey and find a spot.
And if you want to change things up and put a little more pressure on him, you can go to man coverage. Everyone matches up and send more pressure. But you can also do it out of zone coverage if you're worried about what's going to happen on your back end. Send someone else, drop someone else out of the line. The old zone blitz could come into play to try and get that pressure on the quarterback.
A give to Barkley out of the gun. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Prescott. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Edwards. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
From the red zone now, Prescott.
Throwing left side, and Watson has it.
Touchdown! 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott.
And the Cowboys would extend their lead here just before halftime. Well, just a sensational start for this offense, Charles. 3 drives, 3 passing touchdowns.
Is that like mentioning a perfect game in baseball, or are we cool to do it here in football, pardon?
No, I think you can do it here in football. I think perfect game in baseball, that's its own category.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Could not imagine a worse start for that secondary, or let's face it, a better one for this offense. No chance they stop passing now the way that it's going. I think they'll continue to press the ball downfield and hopefully reap the same results.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. Well, defensively, they're doing everything they can to protect this early lead after giving up a touchdown on their last drive.
Here we go.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Here's Hurts to throw.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Cowboys out on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. It's the Eagles ready to see the football first, and they trail here as we resume action in this third quarter. And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback. At the line, this Philly offense set to go. In the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense has thrown at them. Now they want to have a plan of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive, but get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
Von Miller in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off. And pressure coming, and they got him once again.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
Now that's the way to start the second half. Back-to-back sacks. Whatever the halftime speech was, I hope they recorded it.
So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here. 3rd and long. They'll fake the give to Sanders. Now Hurts.
Dancing to his left. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
Fielded just inside the 30. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession.
touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
On 2nd and 7, Prescott. This is Smith with a grab. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 22-yard line. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. That's into the hands of Edwards. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
To throw again on 2nd down, Prescott to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Up the middle with Barkley. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to about the 19. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and they will open things up a bit more. It's 24-7. And right now, Charles, this is about building that lead little by little, and they're able to do just that.
And it gets them past the key number of 16, so this is now a 3-score lead. Not time to exhale just yet, but that might prove to be an important 3 points before things are said and done.
And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
From the gun, it's Hurts. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
Well, there were a couple of extra defensive backs in the game, so he really had nowhere to go with the football despite his search for an open receiver. So he has to take off and run for it, but he comes up well short of the line to gain.
Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football. They're still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is a team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. Second and goal from the 1. Another try for Barkley. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Saquon Barkley, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 24. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive in particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Ready, break. 60.
Second down, back to Sanders. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down, keep the sticks moving.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. And that time the tackle by Malik Hooker. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Another run with Sanders. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 104 yards on the ground for him now as he's gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much for the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Hurts a handoff to Sanders. And he'll get this down only to about the 46.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
The offense on third down tonight, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And he's got some space here. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Eagles are able to cut into that deficit. Now that Eagle offense will stay out there as he'll go for 2. Hurts will throw. He's got it. So they convert the 2. That keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a 2-score game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. If they can score here, they have a chance to make this a 3-possession game and all but put things to bed. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. Now with that interception, you feel like we got a ball game again. Remember, 2-score contest and still time left here in the 4th.
And in the old days, not too long gone either. Throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no, but the way the game's played now, throwing it makes sense. You just have to be careful when you put it in the air.
Going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. A.J. Brown, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Eagles take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. So this back now to a 10-point spread, and you have to imagine they'll line up and go for 2.
Oh, no question about it. If they can get this to an 8-point game, they can make things awfully interesting here in these last few minutes.
They'll turn to Sanders. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Well, they had stopped him for a loss on the run anyway, so they'll decline that.
It's almost a good psychological advantage, isn't it? You created a penalty, and you still couldn't gain yards against us. No way we need to take that one.
Taken in at the 3. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. He'll drop it off with Saquon Barkley. And he stopped immediately there. And his defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Prescott. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by James Bradbury. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
Elliott good on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This one fielded at the 5. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Things sure were looking good for them at the half. Heck, off the air, you and I were just saying they might run away with this thing and cruise to a victory. Not anymore.
Yeah, the cruise control has to be off at this point. Now you've got to mash the gas yourself. Again, who's going to step up and make a big play for you? Who's going to take care of business now that you're being pressed? It is definitely go time for them at this moment.
All of a sudden clinging to a slim lead and hoping to hold on to that lead. So they come up on second down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. They'll go to Barkley again. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. Leaves them with third and just a yard. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Prescott to throw on 4th. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Cowboys here unable to convert on 4th down. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Up the middle they go with Sanders. He'll get it to the 23-yard line. A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Sanders here as they run out of the gun. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. On 3rd down, they'll run it with Sanders. And he will have the 1st down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. He only got a yard, but that was enough to do the job. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one.
Back to throw. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there. And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. They go back to the ground with Sanders. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. The kick by Elliott is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Take it in at the 3. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
Here's Prescott. Pass complete to Edwards. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. To throw, Prescott. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. The way he's throwing the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like happened there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's throwing it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions. And that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
Now Dak. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And in the second quarter, he may very well have run by him. But in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So the Cowboys going to get the first chance here to search for a winner as we're back underway to start this overtime. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Charles, you think back to halftime, they had the big lead. They were in control of this game. They lost that lead, but ultimately right now, with the ball in overtime, a chance to win this thing.
And you know each guy's telling his teammate, just let it go. Don't worry about it. We're starting fresh right here. What happened before does not matter. What happens right now and going forward, that's what matters. Let's find a way to win this game.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Now on 2nd and 13. Prescott. His throw incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 36. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
Boy, a lot of moving parts on this play, but what a nice design to leak the running back out to the left and send him down the field. And a good job spotting him and hitting him for a big play.
The handoff to Barkley. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And the Eagles are going to go ahead and take another timeout. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Prescott from the gun.
Eyes the crossing route and hits Watson.
And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 25-yard line. Here's a give to Barkley. And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime.
Well, a couple more minutes and maybe the outcome of this one, Charles, would have been different. But ultimately time runs out on the comeback, so it falls short. And they hold on to win this by just one possession.
Not the fourth quarter they wanted, but they did earn the win, and they'll be happy about that, and they should be. Now they're going to go back to practice, see what they can do to prevent a future lead from slipping away like this one was.
So for Dallas, the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year. And now they'll have a few extra days here before they face Miami next week. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, they'll lose an important one here as that drops them to 5-4 on the season. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Seahawks in Seattle.